When you see it doesn't work, change it. If you change it to the better, show your teacher. They will be glad of a new bit of input. You know what I mean? So here's the taking a breath. You start down here somewhere, right? And then you continue here, and wherever you can get air to go in, that's what you do. And then you become quick at doing it. You see, that's enough breath for me to play that whole thing. Not without breathing, but to sustain it. It's enough breath to sustain a phrase. Now, when I was showing off doing that one note deal, I was just bouncing the note off the breath. I was just going like that, but real quick. You see what I mean? I was going so you can do it for hours. You know, there's a you know the Dvorak sonatina. There's a bit in that goes. You know, so I thought when I'm playing this, I can't take a breath here. I'm not allowed to take a breath here. I've got to do this. And I'm not going to learn as continuous breathing because it looks so foolish. And to go to the trouble of learning all that just to play that thing, I thought too much trouble. So I learned this little trick of bouncing the staccato off the breath. So you can go for hours doing it. So then I learned the breathing. Actually, I learned it from my teacher, from Muriel, who I told you about. She was really good at the breathing. She was a funny lady, you know. She had a very ample bosom. And she would sit and look at me. Of course, I was too young at that time to appreciate a good bosom. But she always gave me this look, you know, so I was always... You know what I mean? She was a fun teacher. She was great. And she was a very good person. I remained a friend of hers till she died, and it was a real riot. She got Alzheimer's, and it got bad, you know. And at one point I was sitting beside her, and she turned around to me and she said, "Wasn't that nice that young Jimmy came to see me?" I said, "Muriel, it's me, I'm still here." But you know, somehow or other, I think she had a picture in her mind of me when I was a kid. And she couldn't get this new picture in there somewhere. When she was 83, she bought a new car. She bought a Mazda and picked me over to the railway station. She was a real live wire, I tell you. Great. Wonderful. And great teacher and wonderful. She was just great at everything. But this look that she gave me all the time, you know, this is what you have to do. You know, this is not going to do it. So you have to practice this, taking a breath. You know, breathe in for several seconds. What you do is in. All right. But hold the breath in there to get comfortable with the feeling, how it is. When I was in the Berlin Philharmonic, we did the B minor Mass, and the evangelist was Dietrich Fischer-Dieskau. Now this for me was a highlight of my career. I was sitting here, and he was sitting there. And you know what he did all the way through the whole thing? He sang all the choruses. And then when he stood up, he took a breath and stopped. He went and sang the first note, which I thought was sort of like a miracle anyway, because it was so perfect. But the way he did it, stood up, took a breath, bang. And he was already warmed up, you see, singing along with the choruses.